Hello everyone, welcome back. Severed is here. And holy shit! I really didn't know, guys, that you really like O'Neill that much. I mean, he's my friend and everything, and I just put him in my what ifs for fun, just a little thing, but I didn't really know that you really like him that much. So, to be honest, I kinda was, without any offense for O'Neill, I was kinda thinking that everyone hating his guts, to be honest. I really thought that most of the people just hating the idea of him being in my what ifs, but on the last comments, I just seeing all of you just like, bring him back, and things like that. So, why not? Come on, you got your chance, O'Neill. As much as I always kill you, you'll always win in the end, in some weird way. In a way or another, you are always the winner. Now, don't forget like, subscribe if you want to see O'Neill in the future more in my what ifs. And how he will gonna come into this what if, and what will he do, and how is he gonna even come? It's all gonna be on my hands. So you don't have to worry about it. Don't worry about it. You just gotta sit down and relax while I'm doing my job. Well, anyways, Izuku finally waking up from his bed, and after that, he just taken his blue hoodie jacket and black t-shirt and start walking into UA. As he kinda sliding to UA, keeping some water under his shoes, just sliding, and having a lots of water bottles in his bag. And after that, he gone in front of UA as he said, "Now, my first step into finally achieving my dream of making this world an equal place for everyone. I'm really excited." And after that, Izuku hearing a sound from behind saying "Deku!" as immediately Izuku spinning around seeing Bakugou going at him with an explosion, but Izuku immediately taking the water under his feet, making a wall of ice in front of him. As Baku throw an explosion in front of him and a lots of smoke cover the place as some other student or some other examiners trying to see what's happening. Bakugo, when the smoke clears, he just see Izuku covering his arms with ice, as the ice just break and turn back into water. As Baku said, "What the hell? How did you?" As Izuku immediately move the water back and throw it on Bakugo chest, throwing him away with a strong pressure of water, making Bakugo even spit some blood out of his mouth. Bakugo stands from the ground and said, "What the hell? When did you? How did you?" As Izuku said, "Don't play with me, fucking idiot. If I ever saw you again next time, I'm gonna suffocate you to death. Understand?" "How did you got a quirk, you brat? How did you got a quirk, for God's sake, Deku?" "It's none of your business, Bakugo. One day I'll make this world equal, and people like you will never gonna exist anymore. So, enjoy a couple of other hours or maybe some other years of you being the upper dog or something like that, because in the future, you will be just like any other ant in the street." As Izuku just continue walking into UA while Baku said in his mind, "What the hell? How did he... When did he become like this? It's been only 10 months since the last time that I saw him, and he's start getting a quirk and even talking like this? Whatever. I need to see what's happening there." And after that, Izuku got into the entrance exam. As he just sitting down, he done the written portion so easily. Into the physical part, Izuku just putting his hoodie on his head, just playing with water, a couple, a little drop of water, is playing with them between his fingers, moving them, just making a little ball of ice, just throwing it, enjoying himself. As after that, a kid with a blue hair stand up and said, Mr. President Mike, you talked about three kind of robots, but here on my paper, yeah, we already heard this talk like fucking 14 times before. You were gonna say that you talked about 3 pointers and there's other robot and he's the zero pointer. Can you stop this? Ida? What? How did you know my name? Um, how did I know what? I don't know. I just sit down. As Ida sit down, and President Mike said, "Well, that's kid kinda right. I was about to talk about the 0 pointer. And I was about to say that he's just an obstacle and you just should avoid him." As Izuku smiled and said, "I'm gonna go right to him." And after that, Izuku stand up in the middle of the an entrance exam A, as, or fake city A, as he just looking around, seeing people, seeing some of the people saying, so these are will gonna be the future heroes, huh? I wish that they will not be a problem to me and my sensei plans in the future. Uh, well, what should I do? Should I use just water, or should I show them the ice? Sensei told me they might get suspicious of me if they saw me control water and use ice at the same time, but I'm just gonna keep the ice for later. And after that, Izuku start walking into in front of the gate, but before that, continue. Ida immediately putting his hand on Izuku's short, shoulder. Yes, I doesn't know why the world didn't want to come out, but anyways, as immediately once he did this, Izuku got hold of his hand and flipped him above his head and smashed Ida on the ground, as Ida right now on the ground and looking up seeing Izuku. Because don't think that I forgot his name. Aman, yes, Aman, anything. He just don't think that he just taught Izuku how to control water. Of course, he taught him a couple of tricks that he taught his people before in the normal show of Avatar, The Legend of Korra, or something like that. As anyways, Izuku said, number one rule, always keep your eyes open to your surrounding. And number two, never touch me again like this, hair boy. As after that, Izuku just leave Ida on the ground. Ida stand up and said, "What the hell? How did he even know that I was there? This kid, he must be a problem maker." And after that, Izuku standing in front of the door and looking on his watch saying, "I'm gonna get late on my training at this point. I think they wouldn't mind if I just..." As Izuku cover his legs with water and cover his hand, as he immediately starts climbing, using like a tentacle, getting hold of the door and just lifting himself up in the air and jumping above the door and start throwing, destroying robots inside the area. As he does it, "Hey, that kid is cheating. He didn't wait for the countdown." "What are you waiting for? That kid has already destroyed 30 robots. Go already there." As Ida surprised by this and said, "What? How is he?" As when the doors open, Ida just seeing a loss of destroyed robot everywhere. I said, "How did he even manage to do that?" As Izuku just going left and right, using his water bender, throwing the water inside the robots and exploding them from inside. Or maybe just ruining their, electricity or things like that, because it's kinda helpful to have water against electric stuff like robots. As in the camera's room, All Might seeing this, he said, "This kid, he's quite so talented with his quirk. What is his quirk?" As, of course, Principal Nezu would take an Izuku file and he look inside, he see quirkless. It looks like that he's quirkless. But this is not right. As Aizawa said, maybe he just forgot to update his file info or something like that. As All Might said, or maybe he is. Alright, All Might, maybe you are just going too far. He doesn't seem to be that kind of person that working with All for One, and I mean, he have a water quirk. Is not really that much of a problem, don't you think? Maybe he just forgot to update his info inside his files. Nothing else. As All Might said, maybe you're right, but I'm just gonna keep an eye on him. As after that, Izuku destroying a couple of robots and said, "Whoa, that's kinda good, but I should keep other for the examiners so they can get their own chances of getting into UA. I should not take all the points for myself." As Izuku just walking around, just sliding with his water, not destroying robots, which making All Might quite wondering why does he do that. As Aizawa said, maybe he leaving other points for the examiners. As Principal Nezu said, well, right now he's kinda in the third place in the entrance exam, so he really don't need any other points. It must be that he doesn't need points, or he just want to leave other for the examiners. He looking so, he looks like that he care a lot about equality or something like that. Being equal with everyone else, huh? As All Might said, yeah, it's looking like that. And after that, Izuku just opened a bottle of water while he just leaning against the wall. And after that, he just drank some of it, but he start feeling the ground shaking and said, what? As he looking on his right, he see a big robot about to crush a girl under the rubble. As Izuku said, shit, I need to help her. As Izuku immediately just start running in, sliding with his water under his feet, while everyone is just running away. Uraraka seeing this weird kid with the blue hair and blue eyes just running at her, as Izuku immediately taking off his bag and throw it on the 0-pointer. As after that, he just explode the bag with water, and after that the water just wrap itself around the 0-pointer, and Izuku turned the water into ice. And after that, he just making the water go around the 0-pointer, catching him like a chains. And after that, he just make the water come inside the 0-pointer and just snap his fingers as a lots of ice spikes coming out of the 0-pointer body, and he starts to explode. Where All Might and everyone inside of course, the camera's room are shocked by this. And after that, Izuku helping Uraraka lifting the rubble by just covering his hand with some water and just increasing his powers or something like that, or just use a tentacle. As Uraraka said, thank you for helping me. As Izuku said, no problem. Are you good to walk? No, I really can't. As Izuku seeing her injury and said, oh, don't worry, I can do that. As Izuku taking a little bit of the last water bottle that he have and start healing Uraraka with it. As Uraraka quite surprised by this, and All Might looking at this, he said, he can heal others? Okay, this is getting suspicious. One, he have a water quirk and he can use it like a telekinesis. Second, he can turn it into ice, which is, I really don't think if this is another quirk or if it's just one of his abilities, but healing others is out of its place. He must work. All Might, can you please just calm down a little bit? I know what's happening between you and All For One, but just look at him. He helped that girl from getting crushed under the 0-pointer, and he also defeated the 0-pointer so swiftly. And he even healing her. I think he might trying to just convince us that he's a good person, but at the same time, you just can't throw into conclusions that fast, All Might. As All Might said, it's just, I'm trying to take this off of my head. It's just quite hurting. As after that, Izuku helping Uraraka and said, and done. Well, try to walk. As Uraraka started walking and said, wow, you really helped me. How did you do that? What is your quirk? As Izuku said, my quirk, yeah, I'm gonna leave that for later. As Izuku immediately starts sliding away, and Uraraka said, wait a second, but Izuku just left the place. And after that, he just continues sliding into the woods, even doesn't care for what's happened next. As he got closer to the waterfall that his master always hiding behind in his hideout, and Izuku just opened the way for him and start walking on water until he finally got inside. As he said, Sensei, are you here? Sensei. And after that, Izuku hearing a sound from behind saying, I am here, Midoriya. As Izuku turned around and he see his sensei Aman, which is he looking like this. This is you know, this is a photo to give you a better look on his body and how he wear normally than just, giving you his face. As Izuku said, "Oh, sensei, hello," as he just bowed in front of Aman, and Aman said, "Well, how did you done on the entrance exam, Izuku?" Well, it was kinda easy. It was just about destroying robots, and I left couple others for the others examiners so they can have their equal chances, so they can get into UA just like me. And I also saved someone from under a rubble that were about to be crushed by a zero pointer or a big robot." As Izuku explaining everything and Aman just talking with him on a nice little cup of green tea. Don't ask me how he drank it through his mask, he just do. As Aman said, interesting. You done a great job indeed, Izuku. I'm proud of you. But tonight we will gonna have to start our revolution, Izuku. We will gonna start to build our own organization. As Izuku said, really? So what are we gonna do, sensei? First of all, you should wear a mask. I got you a mask that it will gonna be so good on you. As after that, Aman just giving Izuku a mask that looking like this. As Izuku said, "Wow, it's kinda beautiful." "Well, I'm happy that you like it. Wear it and let's go. Tell your mother that you will gonna get late on training tonight. Alright, Izuku?" As Izuku said, "Yes, sensei." And after that, Izuku just calling his mother, telling him that he will gonna get late, a lot late in the night, and Inko just agreeing to that because she trusted Izuku. In the end, Izuku and his master, of course, start walking into or jumping on the roofs until they finally got into an alleyway. Izuku wearing a black hoodie jacket with a black t-shirt and black pants, while his master wearing his own outfit. And Izuku still wearing his blue and white mask with the 6 eyes on the face. In the end, they just start walking as Izuku said, "Sensei, where are we going?" "Don't worry, Izuku, it's a place for villains." Villains, but aren't we supposed... "I know, Izuku, but we need to build our reputation. We need to make people believe in us, and I know exactly the way to make that happen." And after that, Aman and Izuku just go inside an underground fighting club. As after that, Present Mike Villain Edition just screaming in the mic saying, "Well, everyone, tonight we're gonna have our first tournament in the new hideout for villains. So, if any of you here thinking that he can defeat the villains in this arena and can be strong and can be winning the big prize of $1 million, then come right here down. Or just sit down and watch the fight. But remember, there is one rule here. There is no rules at all. And second, except that people will gonna die here." As Oman said, "Now, Izuku, jump." What? Sensei, do you want me?" "Yes, I want you to prove yourself in a real fight. You always were fighting against me or sometimes fighting against some robots, but now you need to face a new danger. And no matter what's gonna happen next, I'm not gonna infiltrate in the fight, understand? So if you died, you will gonna die here." As Izuku said, alright, sensei, I'm not gonna fail you. I know that you won't. Now, show them what the real power of water can do. Don't worry, I keeping with me a couple of other bottles for extra emergencies." As Izuku just jumped down and Present Mike Villain Edition said, "Well, look like we have a kid here. What's your name, kid?" As Izuku said, my name is, let's just say, for example, Um, what? Let me think about a name. Suffocate. Is that a good name, guys? Tell me down in the comment. Or maybe I'm gonna go with overflow or water hazard or anything. But I think I'm gonna go with suffocate for now because making people suffocate by water. As the present Mike said, well, first match will be Suffocate against O'Neill. As everyone starts screaming and exciting, and Izuku seeing in front of him this weird kid with the white hair, that he having such a weird look on his face. As the kid said, so you are gonna fight me? Great. Alright, just please end it quickly. I'm quite tired from all of this. As Izuku said in his mind, this kid, he looking quite familiar, but why is he acting like this? And after that, President Mike said, alright, 3, 2, 1, go! And after that, Izuku getting ready to fight O'Neill, but O'Neill just spin around and get out of the arena. As Izuku said, what? As President Mike said, alright. O'Neill gave up. Alright. Suffocate wins! As Izuku going into the next match. As after that, Izuku just got into that kid and said, hey, what's wrong with you? Why did you just get out of the arena? I have more important things to do. I have someone that I want to search for, and it's clearly not you. He's trying to be a hero, I'm sure of it. But now, please just leave me alone. I'm kinda tired. My body is hurting me, and I need to put some oil on my parts. Oil? Are you? Yes, I'm quite a robot. See? As he just lifting up his, you know, sleeve, his jacket sleeves, and showing Izuku that he have a metal arms. As Izuku said, oh, wow. Alright, I'm gonna leave you. As O'Neill just go and start drinking some grape juice. As Izuku, going into the arena back because they called with his name. And after that, President Mike said, well, the next match will be Suffocate against Blight. As Blight come down the arena and Izuku seeing this black skeleton man with a green energy all around him. As Blight said, this is no place for kids like you. Now I'm gonna end your life for trying to mess with me, kid. Maybe you should run back into your mother and start crying if you doesn't want to die. I'm gonna give you a chance. As Izuku said, how weird. I was about to say the same thing about you, Skullface. You will gonna pay for that word, kid. And after that, President Mike said, 3, 2, 1, go! As Blight immediately putting his right hand forward and throwing a beam of green energy at Izuku. Izuku jumping into the right while Aman still just watching the fight. And Izuku immediately after that taking some water out of a bottle and throw it on Blight. Blight making a shield of energy, blocking the attack and immediately throwing a laser on Izuku. Izuku dodging into the left and immediately starts throwing a shard of ice on Blight. After that, Blight starts countering with his own laser, and in the end he getting closer in Izuku and give him a punch, but Izuku dodging this punch into the right and immediately kick Blight in his head, throwing him away. And after that, just throwing some water on his body, bending him into the wall with ice. After that, he getting ready to put a little spear in his head, a spear of ice in his head, and said, give up or I'm gonna. But immediately Blight blew up with energy, and after that said, I'm not gonna give up, not that easy. After that, Blight starts going at Izuku with laser punches. Izuku starts countering with defending himself with water. After that, Blight starts, to turn Izuku water into smoke, which is making Izuku lose more and more water, and in the end, he will not gonna have any. As Izuku has run out of water and said, shit, I ran out of water. And after that, he just looking around, seeing his master having, crossing his legs together and crossing his hand, just waiting to see what will Izuku do next. In the end, Izuku said, "No, I can't stop now. Sensei taught me everything that I know, and I need to impress him. I need to. I can't fail now." And after that, Izuku just left up his hand and taking the water out of the bottles of the villains that they are just watching the fight. As after that, Izuku creating like a big ball of water above his head and a Blight getting ready to throw his laser. As Izuku immediately throw the ball of water on Blight, but Blight throwing his laser, but Izuku in the middle of the way just making this ball go into a little kind of turn into a little spears of ice going directly into Blight body, which Blight didn't expect this, and he got pierced through his shoulders and his arms and his leg. Izuku makes sure that he will not gonna get hurt in his body so he doesn't die. And after that, Blight fall on the ground and Izuku covering him with ice to stop the bleeding and also to bend him into the ground. Right now he's on his knees. As President Mike said, "Well, Suffocate wins! Blight, you're a loser." As Blight tried to move and said, "You brat, I'm gonna kill you." And after that, Omal just jumped down and said, "No, you're not gonna kill anyone. But, Blight, I know you very well. You hurted a lots of people in your lives, a lots of innocent souls, and you always didn't act with equally with the others. You were always seeing yourself higher than everyone, and for that, I shall take your power." As after that, Izuku, seeing that his master just going right beside him and going into Blight, as he just putting his hand on Blight's head, and after that, Blight started feeling a massive pain, and after that, he just turned into a normal man, as everyone's surprised by this, and President Mike putting the lights on Omal, as after that, all the lights on Omal as he's standing in the middle of the arena and opened his arms and said, "My name is Omal, and I am the solution. We are the solution." As he got Izuku closer to him and said, "I have been giving the ability to delete anyone's quirks just by touching them." Which is, first of all, before you talk to me, I look at you, the Avatar fans, before telling me that Omal ability of making someone lose his bending abilities just work on the benders. I mean, they really didn't say that his work only on benders, because there is no other kind of powers other than the benders. But, I mean, he kinda using his blood control to, of course, take the ability of someone or making him stop using it. I don't really know how it works, but since the bending is basically a power that has been given to the human to control some kind of element, and the quirks are kinda the same thing because they are just as genetic as the human body in My Hero Academia, I think that he will gonna get the ability to, stop someone from using his quirk, just like with the benders. As he continues saying, "I am the solution. We are the solution. We are. We're gonna build a new aura where every human is treated in the same way. No one is different than the others. No one will gonna treat it differently. No one will gonna be hurt just because he have a weak quirk, or just because he doesn't even have a quirk. The people that they using their powers for evil and using their powers for the wrong, just like Blight here, they shall non-exist anymore. And I'm sure some of you people didn't choose to be what you are today. You've been forced to become what you are now, just because the society treated you unequally. Just because heroes send you into the prison because you done a little crime that you might need to do it in some time. Maybe you stole some kind of a cure for your sick mother, or maybe you just take a little bag for your little brother or something like that. But I shall tell you, this is will gonna end now. My name is Omal, and this is my successor, Suffocate. Both of us will gonna start the new aura of this world, a new society where everything and everyone is treated equally. So, join us. Join the Equalers. And this one gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what do you think about this part, and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.